Hello, adventurer. It's good to see you. You have made it to the morning grind.
Welcome, welcome.
It's the live stream at the beginning of the Geekverse, where we talk about all types of topics in geekdom, gaming, and fantasy, with an emphasis on being constructive and creating the things that we want to exist in the world.
It's all on the grind, Sizemore. Can't be too fine, can't be too coarse.
That's exactly right. There are a lot of adventures to be had today. Dungeons to explore and monsters to slay, and who knows what a random encounter might send our way. That's why we have to prepare, so settle in now for the morning grind with your favorite beverage in hand.
Tea? Or maybe something a little stronger. I've got a few bottles of the old Wynyard left.
Whatever you want. Pull up a chair.
Dude.
If you're feeling fancy, how about a cappuccino? Or a frappuccino? Or how about an espresso?
Just tea, thank you.
Sounds good to me, Gandalf. Whatever you want. I'm just glad you're here.
Everyone is welcome. You can just watch if you want. You don't have to worship anything you don't want to worship.
Thank you, Mike. But be forewarned.
Sometimes we get really strange characters around here.
Wait, what's that you say? Why can't you come and be a part of the stream?
My wife would disown me.
Oh no, I bet she'll be fine with it. Come on in.
Am I scared for my safety? No.
What are we supposed to do?
Everybody do the secret handshake.
Secret cultist handshake.
Oh, now do wizards who love each other.
Yeah.
This, my friend, is a science.
I still don't have kids, but it's fine.
It's all on the grind, son. Can't be too fine, can't be too coarse.
Dude, this would be a sick place to bring the band.
Indeed it would be, Dave. It really would. I'm seeing more people coming in. Welcome. Glad to have you here. Oh, look, here's someone new.
Is this the cultist meetup?
Yes it is.
Come to hang out? Please accept me. I have nothing else.
Okay, we accept you. Everyone's welcome here.
Brought some snacks.
Well, that makes things even better.
You want some coffee? I don't drink coffee. You sure?
It's cultist coffee.
What makes it cultist coffee?
I'm a cultist and I'm drinking it.
Oh. Then I'll have some.
What exactly is going on here?
I'm seeing more people coming in. Welcome, welcome. It's so great to have you. Oh, and look, here comes another stranger.
Can we help you?
Yes, fellow cultists. I could really use some food.
Oh yeah? Welcome. We have donuts.
Oh, it's me. I'm glad I'm here. I'm sure you have a few questions for me, though.
What's your name? Who do you work for? What god do you worship?
Great questions, Rob.
I'm Steve King, and I worship Nyarlathotep.
No, not really. I'm just Heath, and I won't be worshiping anything this morning. But I will be your host. Welcome to the office. We're going to have a great time. I've got my coffee ready, because now it's time for the morning grind.
If you could become a fish, that would be amazing. Then I could command you with my mental fish powers.
Good morning! Good morning, everybody. How are you today? Welcome to my home. Welcome to the office. Welcome to the morning grind. It is so good to see you. Here's what? A new rule book fell on the floor here. Okay, knew I was missing something. I hope everybody is doing great this morning. I hope that you are productive, have been productive. I've been trying to get a bunch of stuff done and using the philosophy of just becoming obsessed with a single task until it's finished. And this task has been to try to get our gaming coffee shop off the ground. And that means creating some more games other than just Hero Quest for it, because I decided we needed some variety even in the beginning. So that's what I have been working hard at quite a bit. I'm going to put the link here for the Google form where you can sign up there if you want to be notified. We've taken a look at how the coffee shop works itself. We looked at Wizard's Quest the other day. We got that built out. I've been working on Dragon Strike. So Dragon Strike, it's a game like Hero Quest. Oh, I didn't know if there was stuff on the back here, like the a code, rules in brief. I don't think we need to scan those. I don't think we need to. But anyway, all right. I've been working on Dragon Strike, which is a Hero Quest-like game that was based on the Dungeons and Dragons rule set as kind of a hybrid board game, a more board game version of an RPG. And one of the things that's different about Hero Quest and Dragon Strike is that Hero Quest was designed to have some kind of campaign that goes on where you gather gold. There wasn't levels, but you would get gold and more treasure that you would keep from quest to quest. And so there was at least the idea that you would be increasing your abilities as you go. Dragon Strike doesn't have that. It's much more one-off. You get treasure for a single quest, and then you basically start over on the next quest, which both have their advantages. And one of the advantages is obviously Dragon Strike is great for one-shots. You can just sit down, dish out treasure cards, and then start the game. So I have built this out. I'm about 95% of the way done building out Dragon Strike in our software here. So I thought, like we did with Wizard's Quest, sit down, go through it, figure out how to play, and make sure that my build is correct. So last night, also on Table Talk, if you are interested in seeing James Bacon and Sable Phoenix talk about Arcane with me. Oh, James says don't get too obsessed. Yeah, well, don't get too obsessed. Madness lies in that direction. Yeah, that's true, I guess. On the other hand, the way I've been working basically over the last year by I'll work for a few hours each day on certain different tasks, and nothing just has not gotten done. So now the operating procedure is one task, and get it done. So here we go, right here. Last night, Arcane, deep dive and review analysis with James Bacon and Sable Phoenix. Notice we got the Sable, well, it's not a Sable Phoenix, but it is a Phoenix on here. So, that's Sable Phoenix right there. So Arcane, Vic is still coming. Vic couldn't make it yesterday. That's why we talked about Arcane. So I'm hoping that Vic will be on the show next week. But all right, so please do come over here to Table Talk. And then the obsession after getting the coffee shop up and running will be to get the cultists really going here. And part of the reason I'm doing the coffee shop first is because I'm doing cultist games. And one of the problems last time when we were doing play testing with the cultist games is that there was no way for us to play online. The playing cards may not have even existed. I don't know. But I didn't have a way for us to play online, and I was looking for one. I really wanted us to have a way to do play tests and things like that online. And so I figured, let me get the coffee shop done first. That way we do the RPG for the cultists and also a party game. I've got a place to play. So I decided to throw myself into the coffee shop, get some stuff set up, and then we will do the cultists. Good morning, Stray. Good to see you. Good morning. James says, if you don't care to see me, at least care to see his beard. Yes, he has an epic beard. All right, so that's what's going on here. And then here is our build out. So we're going to be taking a look at this build out right here. I got the dice different colors like they're supposed to be. I figured out how to do that so we can have dice with different colors now. Good morning, BGD. Good morning. So I got that in. So we're going to take a look at that here in just a second. But we need to do our morning reading. Okay, let's bring up the War of Art. Good morning, PH. Good morning. All right. Everybody got your drink? I've got Coke this morning. Some Coke Zero this morning. So let's do our 2 deep breaths, complete inhales, complete exhales, and then take a sip of our favorite beverage. Here we go. And sip. Much better. All right. How your day changes when you turn pro. We did that one yesterday. So how people change when you turn pro. By Turning Pro by Stephen Pressfield. Turning pro changes how we spend our time and with whom we spend it. It changes our friends. It changes our spouses and children. It changes who is drawn to us and who is repelled by us. Turning pro changes how people perceive us. Those who are still fleeing from their own fear will now try to sabotage us. They will tell us we've changed to try to undermine our efforts to further change. They will attempt to make us feel guilty for these changes. They will try to entice us and get stoned with them, or fuck off with them, or waste time with them, as we've done in the past. And when we refuse, they will turn against us and talk down behind our backs. At the same time, new people will appear in our lives. They will be people who are facing their own fears and who are conquering them. These people will become our new friends. When we turn pro, we'll be compelled to make painful choices. There will be people in the past who have been colleagues and associates, even friends, who will no longer be able to spend time with, who we will no longer be able to spend time with if our intention is to grow and to evolve. We will have to choose between the life we want for our future and the life we have left behind. How your mind changes when you turn pro. Turning pro is like kicking a drug habit or stopping drinking. It's a decision with which we must recommit every day. 12-step programs say one day at a time. The professional says the same thing. Each day, the professional understands he will wake up facing the same demons, the same resistance, the same self-sabotage, the same tendencies to shadow activities and amateurism that he always faced. The difference is now he will not yield to those temptations. He will have mastered them, and he will continue to master them. All right, so that is our inspiration for the day. Let's come over here and look up Dragon Strike. Yes. and do take a look at the PCs here. Your PC choices. How epic. This is also a great part of gaming history here. So let's see. This book came with 3 different books. Like Hero Quest, you've got a game master who has your maps. It actually has a separate book of maps from a book of the adventures. So the game master, like when we were playing Hero Quest online, is going to have the book with them, either if it's a PDF in some other window or if it is physical. If you've got the game physically, it could be physical items. I have not checked to see if the rule books are already out there in PDF format. I did scan Wizard's Quest. I scanned Wizard's Quest, that folder, yesterday. It didn't look like Board Game Geek was going to let me upload it because, like, I don't own it. But it'll be out there so that if you need a complete rules reference on Wizard's Quest, that will be out there. Good morning, Tomocrat. James says, imagine your agent calling you up for a shoot, and this is what you've been contacted for. Or it's like, this is my dream moment. Dungeons and Dragons? All right, here we go. And then you end up, well, in this. Although this is the game that had the VHS tape in it. I've got it right here. So this game came with a VHS tape. The VHS tape says the magical a magical kingdom, once peaceful and lush, now lies shrouded beneath the cloud of doom, trapped in perpetual night. Into the realm stride 4 unlikely heroes, a warrior, wizard, thief, and elf. Together they must face the greatest challenge ever, to conquer a deadly sorcerer and lift his curse of darkness. It's an epic adventure in a land where dragons rule the sky and danger lurks at every turn. So this has also become kind of a game classic, and you can find it on YouTube. Like my copy is still shrink wrapped here. I haven't had a reason to open up the VHS because I don't have any way to play a VHS. Fortunately, if you look up Dragon Strike, if you look up if you look up Dragon Strike on YouTube, you can find this video. And it is definitely worth watching just because of its place in gaming history. I know a lot of people like have become obsessed with it, and it's become kind of a cult classic because it says like hyper reality. You know, what do they call this? Yeah, filmed in hyper reality. I think hyper reality meant like on a green screen or something. All right, so I know there are a few things that I have to do differently, or I need to change here. Oh, but see, this is the instruction book. I do want to go through the instruction book here because, hey, I may have been playing things wrong. Just because I don't remember just because I've been playing for a long time doesn't mean I necessarily remember the rules as they actually are. That was the case with Hero Quest. Found out very recently that there were a few rules in Hero Quest that I guess we always played with, but I guess were house rules. And we're not actually official Hero Quest rules. Because I don't know if I ever actually sat down and read the rule book. Because I started playing when my mother had read the rule book and was playing Zargon. Oh, PH says their Scorpion Man is almost better than the Rock version. James says I miss VHS. Fake scan lines don't hold a candle to the real ones. Oh, James says I posted the VHS YouTube upload on Discord. Okay, excellent, excellent. Well, we understand, Tom McCrat. Maybe that's what will happen for the new iPhone. That would be handy. And DVDs too. I don't have a way to play a DVD in his house. Let's see. Okay, so summary of play. One player takes on the role of the Dragon Master. He or she controls the dragon and all other monsters in the kingdom, attempting to defeat the heroes. Oh, wait a minute. I also need to, I got my notes over here, so immediately after the stream, I can make changes I need to. So layout hero reference. Because you've got player characters, then also this stack right here of cards is hero reference. So this goes with the wizard right over here. This goes with the warrior. I guess I could put them up here. Thief right over here. Elf. Dwarf. Oh, I need to add another thief card. Add another thief. I like having it when you open it up that you can see exactly what you need to you grab exactly what you need to play. So the thief has sneak attacks right here. I guess should I put in 10 sneak attacks? I'm not sure. Some quests actually do say that you can have up to 5 characters. Another advantage of this game is that it tells you how many heroes an adventure is for. So it's not always 4 like in Hero Quest. Yeah, there's the solo quest in Hero Quest, but it's not always 4. But then it also tells you its difficulty. So you've got easy, average, difficult, and very difficult quests for between 1 and 5 players. So if you're going to have 5 players, I suppose you have 2 thieves. I guess I had better double up on the number of sneak attack cards. Add another thief reference card. Add 5 more sneak attacks. That way everybody can get some. Okay, good morning, Vision and Brent. Good morning. So each of the other players controls a hero, a mighty warrior, a crafty wizard, a noble thief, bold elf, or even a stubborn dwarf. Heroes solve mysteries, slay monsters, and try to rid the kingdom of evil. The heroes must work together to succeed. They win or lose together. Every time you play Dragon Strike game, a new story or adventure unfolds. An adventure represents a single session to play. This box contains 16 adventures in all. So we do have 16 adventures here. I believe the original Hero Quest comes with 12. So that's a lot of gaming to play. It's a lot of games to play. For example, the hero's goal may be something like defeat the evil wizard. Each adventure will feature a different setting. The Dragon Strike game includes 4 in all: a castle, a valley, a cavern, and a city. Okay, so that's an advantage, also an advantage of this game. Well, actually, I think it's a disadvantage, or I think it didn't manifest quite as well as it could have, is that this game does come with 4 different boards, whereas Hero Quest just has the one board that's intended to be reusable in all quests, or is reusable in all quests. This game came with 4 boards, 2 double-sided boards. I've got the castle up right now, as you can see. I've got the castle. There's the woods, so there's an outside field. There is a town and also caverns. And I was trying to decide how to do that, and I think it's going to be to have 3 different PICO files, PCIO files, each one loaded with a different board. I photographed this board yesterday. So I photographed all the boards yesterday. You can swap out boards live in the middle of a game, so you can do that. But I think it'll be easier if the game just comes preloaded. You got 4 different files, one for each different board, and whichever one you want to play, you just click that file, upload it, and then it would upload everything in the right position here. Having different boards is nice. Having different boards is nice, although they're not as reusable quest to quest as the Hero Quest boards are. As you can see that, like, where the doors are in this game, in this castle, is predetermined. They're painted on it's actually part of the artwork. And so that means things like that isn't going to change when you return to the castle. So that's the disadvantage here. But the advantage is, like, you've got cooler looking rooms and things like that. But I like the utility of the Hero Quest board. Only the Dungeon Master knows where the dangers and treasures are during an adventure. Each treasure has 2 parts: a description, see the adventure book, plus 2, a map, see the map book. Using both parts as a guide, the Dragon Master describes the setting as the heroes explore it. For example, a hero peeks into the room of a castle. The Dragon Master checks the adventure map to find out what monsters are lurking there. Then the Dragon Master puts those monsters on the board so the heroes can see what's in the room too. This game does have more text per adventure, generally speaking, than Hero Quest does. Hero Quest has the smaller blurbs, but I guess being a bit more Dungeons and Dragons inspired, some of the quests will have like a 2-page spread like this, which has more information about a quest than Hero Quest generally gives you. Important, the adventure and maps are top secret. Only the Dungeon Master should see them. Timing is critical. The heroes must race against the clock. This game does have a clock in it, which is nice. We talk about the importance of time a lot. Timing is critical. The heroes must race against the clock to accomplish their goal. If they work too slowly or fail to work as a team, the Dragon Master brings the dragon onto the game board. This creature, called Darkfire, is the most powerful beast in the kingdom. Darkfire has a goal too: destroy the heroes. The heroes must fight or run for their lives. So here is the hourglass token right here. And then you've got a countdown timer, and different quests will start with different timers, different number of rounds. And then every time you go down, every time there's a round of gameplay, you take the sand timer and move it down the board. Once you get down to dragon time, then the dragon appears. So that does keep the heroes from dilly-dallying. Now, of course, after the dragon comes, if the heroes are able to defeat the dragon, then there isn't so much of there isn't a time component so much anymore. But there is a time component in the beginning, which I like. So that's one thing this one does that I wish Hero Quest did, which is have time in some way. The dragon definitely looks like a TSR dragon. Yes, this dragon over here, I mean, that looks like classic red box dragon, doesn't it? Let's see. How to win. The heroes as a team win as a team if they accomplish the adventure goal, and then all of them escape the board alive. Optional rule. Yeah, this says optional rule here, and we never played it this way. But it says optional rule. Heroes also win if they kill the dragon, whether or not they accomplish the goal or all survive. I like that being an optional rule, because if the dragon shows up and you have to fight the dragon, you still have to finish whatever quest it is you're doing in order to win. So just because you defeated the dragon doesn't mean that you automatically win. The dragon is just a major complication in getting your quest done if you don't get it done in time. So gently flex or twist each of the 24 plastic figures to remove it from the surrounding framework. Okay, so that's about physical games. Clips. Okay, so the character sheets, when you're taking one. So let's see. I got, here's the warrior right here. And I've got both a male and a female warrior token over here. So that's your male and female token. You'll also notice, by the way, that on this artwork, the squares are different sizes. I was trying to work with a board yesterday because I got 4 different boards, and I want the pieces to always be the same size. So I need to make sure that the squares across all 4 boards are the same size. And basically, I got that to work, except for I was noticing that the squares on this board are inconsistently sized anyway. So there's a lot of weirdness, even though it looks cool. The game board, the squares are even different sizes. And so it's completely not systematic. And it's not systematic in so many different ways. Sometimes even, like you'll notice down here, well, someplace like over, yeah, like right here, this door is in between 2 spaces. This door right here. So we always just adjudicated that there were 2 spaces that could enter this door, and then when you go through the door, you could enter into either one of these 2 spaces. And that's not the case here. Obviously, like here's this space right here, this door that goes from this space to this space. So even doors are inconsistent, and doors are still something that I have to finish here. I'm going to need some type of token that shows you when a door is open. Because obviously you know where the doors are because they're actually part of the art. Although I think maybe having some type of closed door overlay icon would help draw players' attention to actually where the doors are. And then like in Hero Quest, click them to open them. So I've still got to put that in. So doors still need to happen. But the doors, unfortunately, they're not standard sized either. So I'm just going to have to come up with something that's basically the right shape and use that, simply because doors are also not the same size. And uses this, it's not an isometric dungeon, but slightly isometric look to the walls. You know, the thickness of this wall over here is different than the thickness of this wall right here as far as the game goes. That's an I'm not sure why they made that call to design the board like this, other than, I guess, well, it looks cooler like a dungeon or a castle, I guess. Yeah, that's what Tomocrat says. Maybe use the Hero Quest door icons that you made. That's something like that is basically what I'm going to use. I was playing around with that in Photoshop, in Illustrator, rather. So I think putting something like that on the table is the way to go. And then, hey, if it doesn't line up perfectly, hey, that's not my fault. That's TSR's fault. So that just have to be adjudicated at the gaming table. But anyway, so in the actual game, like if you're playing the warrior here, So you flip it over and you've got all of your information about your character. So in this case, warrior, it's telling you their hit points down the side. So you're supposed to use a clip. So if you're playing with the physical game, you don't have to write anything down. And I know some people don't like writing things down. I don't have a problem with it. But, in Hero Quest, you keep track of your character sheet by writing stuff down. In this one, you don't have to write anything down. Everything is taken care of with cards. And then there were clips that you would slide onto your card and then put the clip over the number of hit points you got, or under it, or whatever. Use the clip. So if you're going to play the warrior, okay, you get the warrior card. That way you can reference your warrior abilities at all time. You get the warrior reference cards. The warrior says, you are the mighty warrior, courageous and strong. No other hero can withstand as many blows in battle as you do, and no one cuts down a monster more quickly. The warrior's weapon of choice, a two-handed broadsword. On the back of that, it gives you a rules reference. So, for instance, it says, each turn, move and then perform one action, or perform one action and then move. A hero's actions are attack, search for treasure, which requires no die roll, in a treasure chest, or a dead or inactive monster. So in this game, you don't search rooms for treasure. You search either treasure chests specifically or dead monsters. So monsters stay on the board when they're dead, because you can actually search a monster. So you search treasure chests or monsters. Find and disarm traps on a treasure chest, or in a room, or in any space you can see up to 3 spaces away. Not just anywhere you can see, but in a space you can see up to 3 spaces away. Search for secret passages in a room or in a space you can see up to 3 spaces away. Perform a feat or question a monster. So you take that. So you've got your character reference and then also general rules reference for you as well. I might take this guy. We can discard, put her over here in the discard file if she's not being used, but there's my character right there. And then we are ready to go. Like the monsters are up here. We've got the bugbear up here, the death knight, the fire elemental, the orc up. Okay. The orc right here, the gargoyle, giant, evil wizard. Here is our man scorpion right here. Here is our dragon. And then here is our troll. And I put their faces clearly on one side, because if you're adjudicating these characters that move, that occupy 2 different spaces, then you need to know which one is their head. So this is the troll, and obviously this side over here to the left is his face. The dragon was pretty obvious, but then the man scorpion over here also to the left. Please, yes, thank you, Stray, for the reminder. Please, everybody, if you're here, please do hit the like button. Like and subscribe if you are not subscribed already. That would be a huge help. Liking helps get the stream out to more people. There might be other people out there who remember Dragon Strike from their youth. I would like to be here with us right now. So you take your characters. Then notice you noticed I had a dark gray monster, or a grayed out monster, and that is because you keep monsters on the table after they're killed, because you need to search them for treasure. So here's the orc. He's green when he's alive, and you can maneuver this orc around. But then if you click the bad guy icons, then they turn gray. And that's how you know they're dead. Actually, that's a part that's easier about this game when you're playing digitally than physically, because you're supposed to tip the monsters over when they die in the actual game. And so they end up taking up more than 1 square, of course, if they're laying over. And also, we always played where you could also occupy a dead monster's space. So if you needed to do that, all of a sudden you've got to figure out, you got to move the monster and then remember where the monster was and all of that. But in this, it's no problem for a hero to stand on top of a dead monster. So all of the monster, here's a bugbear. And then all the monsters turn gray when you click. That way you know if they're dead. Then once they've been searched for treasure, then they can be removed from the board. The green chips over here are what they were for in Hero Quest. You can use these as markers if you need to adjudicate how many hit points something has. Like some monsters have more than one hit point, like I believe the gargoyle. You can use the green marbles or whatever to indicate damage to a monster. Or anything else you need. Actually, I may put in a different color marble. Maybe a red marble. That way you can use green for just any other indicative stuff that you want to add or to indicate on the board. Add a red marble. But if we add the monster takes damage or something, we can add red to it. Let's see. So getting started, the Dragon Master plays the most important role in the game. Remember, he or she controls all monsters, including the dragon. When each adventure begins, only the Dragon Master knows where the monster's traps and treasures lie. As the heroes explore a setting, the Dragon Master reveals what they discover. Since you've been reading the rules now, maybe you should be the Dragon Master. Review this entire booklet before sitting down to play. Take a look at the adventure book and the map book too. Then you can teach other players. The game and let them review the instructions themselves. Remember, only the Dragon Master should look at the adventure book and the map book. Keep these secret from other players. The Dragon Master gets ready. Choose an adventure from the adventure book. For your first game, pick one marked easy. Open the map book so each player, so only the page of your adventure shows. Carefully press the book so it lies flat. Important, as the Dragon Master, you must review both the adventure text and map before play. Okay, on a table or flat surface, lay out the board. Blah blah blah. There's a screen. We don't need a screen here because we're playing online. I do have for the Game Master. These are all the game tokens. So if you lay them out like that, then you'll be able to, as soon as they load, review what all of the different tokens are. You don't have furniture in this game. This game was in general easier to build out because like there was a lot of furniture and different stuff in Hero Quest. There isn't here in this game, but there are these tokens. But if you put them down in your hand, here they are coming in. This also requires a lot of graphics because games like this require a lot of graphics because their scans are built out or whatever. So if the Game Master puts the tiles down here in their hand, the hourglass will go on whatever number it goes on, according to the quest. But you can fan out all of the different as soon as you put the tokens down in your hand, the Dungeon Master will have all access to all of them and can draw them out, run them down, and see exactly what they are and pick out the one that he or she needs. So we got boulders over here. That's the invisible guy. So if someone goes invisible, you can pull out invisible and put them on top of an invisible token. Those are the treasure chests. Because like I said, you've got to search you can only search the treasure chests or other monsters. So that's the treasure chest icon. Did I size these right for the board? Well, actually, maybe these tiles need to be a little bit smaller. See, that fits very well right there. But over here, maybe I did. Like, there's obviously a lot of space over here because the spaces are larger. That's the problem of having inconsistently sized spaces. I guess it's about right. But anyway, then the Game Master can check out all of the different tokens and use them, pull them out as needed for the game. Only a few of them are needed in any particular game, but some of them do indicate spells, like the web. We've got the web. Darkness was in there. This right here. That's indicating a flying creature. That's indicating darkness, like magical darkness. That's indicating confused, I believe. We've got webs here. We do have a fire pit, a puddle, a whirlwind here, extinguished, campfire, Prince Naren's seal. We've got 3 parts to a scepter, a pit, a tunnel, grass. a pouch, rubble, and a magic flute. So whatever you need, it's there. Easiest for the game master, just put them in his hand, and that way they all spread out like that. We also have this token, which is the wagon. It's double-sided. Damaged wagon right there. Full wagon, damaged wagon. So that can go down here in your hand. The monsters, like in Hero Quest, they can stay on the board. For heroes, obviously, with their instead of tracking their hit points by the clip, well, we do that with an HP slider over here. That way, everybody can see how many hit points they've got. Just like in Hero Quest, if I'm playing the warrior and I sit down at slot number 1, then I just move my hit points up to 8. And you don't have mind points and other things like that. They're going to be changing during the game. So it's simpler in that regards. All we have to do is keep track of hit points. So you keep track of your hit points over here. Place the adventure map behind the screen. Okay, sort the playing cards like this, or ask another player to do it. We already have this sorted. So we've got first level hero spells right over here. And I put a larger number on the spells. This 1, 2, and 3, because for some reason in this game, they used the exact same back for all of the hero spell cards. Whether it's a first level spell, second level spell, or third level spell, it just says first, second, or third down at the bottom. That's not very easy to distinguish. I didn't remake card art, but I did put a large Roman numerals 1, 2, and 3 on it, so you know which one are first, second, and third level spells. Sneak attacks. Yeah, we talked about that. We got sneak attacks here. Teraptus spells. So the evil wizard player should also take the Teraptus spells. And also the monster cards. And that way, the game master is the only one who's supposed to be looking at the monster cards. The monster cards will tell the game master all the stats for all the different monsters. Trap cards. See, magic treasures. Yep, we got treasures right here. Well, not flip stack, but let's shuffle the stack. Shuffle stack. By clicking on the number, you can shuffle up any particular deck of cards you want. Traps right over here. There's no specific traps in the monster guide or the map quest. It just says that if you're in a trap, then draw a trap card and do what the trap says. Monsters and hero reference. Put all the hero spells, sneak attack cards, and reference cards beside the board. For now, the heroes will use them for their setup. Set up the monster card beside the screen. Oh, this says where the players can reach them. Find any magical treasure cards listed under setup for the adventure. Hide them behind your screen. Then shuffle the rest of the deck and put them face down beside the board. So if you need some particular piece of treasure, you can pull that out if it's required for the game. Then shuffle the rest of them because you'll be drawing for them. If you find treasure, you draw from the treasure deck. Shuffle the trap deck, put it face down beside the board. Complete the setup described in the adventure book. Put the hourglass marker on the board. Position special monsters and treasures on your adventure map. Do not put anything on the board unless the text says so. Monsters and chests do not appear on the board until a hero enters the same room or area. Some adventures include Teraptus, the evil wizard. If he appears, secretly choose 6 spells from the Teraptus deck. Then set aside leftover Teraptus cards aside. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 spell cards. Oh, wait, that's not a spell card. Giant, man, scorpion. Those are the monster cards. Should be 10 Teraptus spell cards. Yeah, like True Seeing, Vampiric Touch, Teleport, Stone Skin, Lightning Bolt, Ice Storm, Fly, Dispel Magic. Dimension Door, Cancellation. Oh, by the way, some of these spells last for more than one turn. Like all of these were very classic D&D type spells. Fly right here says Teraptus spell. This spell lets Teraptus fly. His speed becomes 10. He can fly over enemies. He can also end turns hovering in midair where only spells, long-range attacks, and airborne opponents can strike him. It says this spell lasts 4 turns. Attach a clip here. Well, rather than using a clip, that's another reason to use one of these indicators down here. So if you've got a spell, one of the marbles, so if you've got a spell that's active, whether you're a hero or Teraptus, turn number 1, just drop the marble onto the 4. And that way, that will allow you to keep track of what, how many turns the spell has been active, rather than you can still look at it. You can still hover over it and check out the spell, but use the green marble as an indicator of how many turns the spell has been on. So that's another use for the green marble indicators. Heroes get ready to play. Each hero chooses a hero card, hero reference, all that. We already went over that. Take the figure matching your hero, so you have your icon as well. Take the reference card. Okay, the wizard player briefly reviews the hero spell cards and chooses 4 cards marked first level, 3 cards marked second, and 2 cards marked third. So that's how the wizard chooses his spells. Only the wizard has spells in this. 4 cards marked first level. So there's a total of 12. You get 4 first level spells, you get 4 second level spells, and you get 3. You get 4 first level spells, 3 second level spells, and 2 third level spells. So the wizard player can look through those, discard the rest of those, and then put his spell cards in his hand. So we've got things like Shocking Grasp, Sleep. Arguably, that one's overpowered. I often remove Sleep from the deck, actually, when I'm the game master. Magic Missile, very classic. Cure Light Wounds, of course. Charm. Sleep. These should double up. Shocking Grasp, so you can double up spells. So that's the difference between Hero Quest. Yes, well, as in Hero Quest, when you cast a spell, you have to discard your card. But you can, if you want to be able to cast a spell more than once, like there's another Magic Missile, you can take 2 of those spells. So if you want. Sable says, Sleep always is overpowered at low levels. Scares poorly, though. Yeah, well, in this game, it's definitely overpowered. Although it's scaled better back in editions where every hit die was a D8. Yeah, see, in this, what is our... So this says sleep. Up to 3 enemies you can see fall asleep. There's no save or anything like that. Up to 3 enemies you can see fall asleep, tip figures over. Any further attack kills the sleeper automatically. So if you don't have any type of save, and you get an auto kill, like there's nothing about the dragon being harder to put to sleep or anything like that. That's the problem. There is save versus magic in here. Like, see, the evil wizard over here, the stats for the monsters are hit point, speed, attack, armor class, and save versus magic. So there is save versus magic, and it seems like if you're being put to sleep, the giant has a D8 save versus magic. It seems like if you're going to use sleep here, at least you should add in save versus magic for monsters. At least. But for some reason, it doesn't. So there's a lot of house rules, I understand, about the sleep spell. In the second level deck, we've got things like Web, Levitate, Knock, invisibility, detect invisibility, darkness, and then we should repeat web, levitate. Yeah. So then there are duplicates in there as well. Flip stack. I like how the cards came out. And then over here for level 3, the wizard has got Dispel Magic, Dimension Door, Fly, Lightning Bolt, Haste, and then Fireball. So those are your third level spells. So you get 2 third level spells if you're the wizard. The elf does get spells. Excuse me. Did I just say that only the wizard gets spells in this? That's not true. The elf also gets spells. The elf player reviews the remaining hero spell cards and chooses 2 cards marked first level. I knew that because my youngest nephew plays the elf and he always gets spells. He always takes invisibility. So yes, the elf also gets spells. 2 cards marked first level. The elf gets 2 remaining marked first and 1 marked second. Any spells left over or out of play? What does PH say? PH says, I just want to know when sleep becomes the Sleeping Beauty curse and knocks out an entire town. It seems like it could do that in Dungeon Crawl Classics if you rolled high enough, right? So how to play. I mean, the basics of this game is like move and then take an action, or take an action and then move. That's your basic stuff. And like I said, for each different player, they have slightly different actions. For instance, the elf can cast a spell and the wizard can cast spells. The thief has the sneak attack cards. The sneak attack card is rather straightforward. They get 5 sneak attack cards they have to give up. No one is faster with a blade than you are. This card lets you use the black die, D12, when attacking with your dagger. It's a short range attack as usual. Discard after 1 attack. So the thieves do have sneak attack. But basically, let's take a look at the back of the elf card here. You'll notice that each stat is rated in a die. So you don't roll to move in this. You've got a specific move speed. So the elf moves 6 spaces. And then the elf can make 2 different attacks. Can attack with a D8, which is a spear, blue D8, or the white D10, which is a bow at long range. And has an armor class of 5 for leather armor. Okay, so all of the different dice, like when you look down here, save versus magic, white, find disarm traps, white, find secret passages, blue, feat of dexterity, white, feat of strength, blue. That's why I wanted all of the dice to also have that color scheme. I got them out here, but they were all white. And that works, I think, because all of us know what a D8 is, a D10 is, and a D12 is, and would probably recognize them. But all of the coding on all of the cards are showing you a color of a die. And so I was like, I really would like for the color of the dice on the board to match the colors as they're actually encoded on your character sheets. And I figured out how to do that. I had to remake images. But I was able to insert new images in here. So we've got the D8, the D10, and the D12, and they are color-coded correctly here. So you know exactly which one to roll. And like in Hero Quest, I don't have them movable. You just reach over there, click the button, and then roll the die. Because basically, your mechanic for accomplishing anything, if it's an attack, you're trying to roll equal to or over the armor class, right? Yeah, roll equal to or better than your target's armor class for success. So if you're the elf and you're attacking with a bow, you're rolling a D10, and the gargoyles armor class is 4. Gargoyle armor class 4 has 3 hit points. If you're the elf attacking with the bow, just roll the white die. Up 1, so I would have missed the gargoyle. 6, therefore I hit the gargoyle. And then you always do 1 point of damage. That's it, 1 point of damage. If you're not doing an attack and you're trying to do something else, like saving versus magic or disarming traps or finding secret passages or performing a feat of dexterity or a feat of strength, then you're trying to roll a 6 or better. So if you try, I'm going to look for secret passages. Oh, my secret passages is a blue die. If you can roll a 6, 7, or 8 on a blue die, then you were successful. So that's it, basically. That's why so the better you are, the higher the die you'll roll. So blue means you're the worst at that task. White means you're average at that task. And then D8 means you're the best at that task. Because you're always trying to roll over the armor class or a 6. So like the warrior should have, the warrior is attack D8. So attack D12. So the warrior gets to attack with a D12. Has an armor class of 6, but is D8 in everything else except for feat of strength, which again is a D12. I mean, so that's basically what you're doing. I mean, all of us could probably play based on that information right there. Actions include attack, cast a spell, search for treasure, find and disarm traps, search for secret passages, question a monster. So this one, Hero Quest didn't explicitly have anything about questioning monsters, but in this game you can question monsters. Perform a feat of dexterity or a feat of strength. Then the Dragon Master moves for all of the monsters. Moves and attacks, or attacks and then moves. Things to remember. See, at the timer track, go down with the hourglass every time you come around to the Dragon Master's turns. Things to remember. Hero to Dragon Master's left plays first. Play proceeds to the left. Dragon Master plays last. Every monster on the board can take a turn when the Dragon Master plays. A hero's turn. Move, then perform an action, or perform an action, then move. Monster's turn. Move and then attack, or attack and then move. Okay. No one can pass through walls or close doors. No one can move through a space containing an enemy. This means monsters can't walk through spaces of heroes and vice versa, just like Hero Quest. No one can stop in a space that already contains another figure. Only one figure can occupy a space at the time. Now, I wonder if that includes dead creatures. We're talking about that. We always let people stand on dead creatures. Warrior cannot move through the monster space. Oh, that's an example here. Flying and hovering rules. Some monsters can fly. Some monsters can fly. Some heroes can fly too if they have the right spell or magical treasure. Flying figures can soar right over enemies' figure square, but they cannot stop there. A flying figure is when a flying figure is done moving and controlling, the player must state whether or not the figure is hovering above the ground or has landed. If the figure is hovering, put a wing marker underneath it. When a figure is hovering, these two rules apply. No one can pass through a hovering creature's square. The square is still blocked or guarded. Attacks from air to ground and vice versa are long-ranged. See page 13 for details. So if something is hovering, it means you can't attack it without long-range whatever. So the elf, does that say? Yeah, elf bow is long-range, but see, warrior sword is not long-range. Thieves' dagger is not long-range. Anyone who moves off the game board beyond the squares marked on the Dragon Master's map is out of the adventure. When you trigger a trap, some squares on the board are trapped. The Dungeon Master's adventure may show where the traps are hidden. If you step on such a square, the trap is sprung. Draw a card from the trap deck. So it just says, hey, draw a card from the trap deck. Let's see. Shuffle this stack. I stepped in a trap. It's the jaws of death trap. Two sawtoothed metal jaws start to crush your legs. Attempt a feat of dexterity. Success means you escape the trap, but stay in the same space. Failure means you lose 1 hit point. So traps are things like that. Doors. Some doors can be locked. You can also close doors. So you can close doors in this, unlike in Hero Quest. No one can pass through a closed door. Opening a door is simple. That's why it does not count as an action. Also similar to Hero Quest there. Anytime during your turn, the figure at a space containing a closed door, you can try to open it. Just say that you wish to do so. The Dungeon Master checks the adventurer to see whether the door is locked. If it's not locked, you automatically open the door. Opening a door does not stop or slow down a figure. You can approach the door, open it, and then keep moving at your speed if your speed allows it. Dungeon Master's note: as soon as a hero opens a door, you must interrupt that player's turn for a moment. Place the door marker on the board and turn it sideways to show an open door. Of course, we'll come up with the Hero Quest style door tokens. The hero can automatically see what's on the other side. Check your adventure map. Put all monsters and treasure chests for that room on the game board at once. Do not reveal traps or other secret passages, however. Once you finish setting the board, let the player continue his or her turn normally. Closing doors. Closing a door is a good way to trap a monster on the other side. If a hero can automatically close a door if the hero is in a space touching the door and no monster is in a space touching the door. The monster prevents the door from closing. This is not an action. What if a door is locked? A hero can open a locked door by performing a feat. See page 20. That's an action. Dragon Master's adventure map shows which doors are locked. Heroes won't know if a door is locked until they try to open it. Can monsters open and close doors? Besides heroes, only the evil wizard and the dragon can open and close doors. The evil wizard uses the same rules as heroes and can't perform a feat to break, but he can't perform a feat to break a lock. In contrast, the dragon can break the lock automatically if he needs to. All right. Well, we have been going for a little over an hour here. So this is how to play. I hope you are enjoying this. I've got my notes here about how I need to change my setup here. I got to figure out the doors. But then I got to get the different boards over here. Before I do that, I got to fix my layout here and also add in some more marbles and things like that. So I'm excited about having this one too. It's similar to Hero Quest, but I think different enough. And plus, as part of a piece of gaming history, some people may want to play it as well. I think it'll be fun. I've had fun playing both Dragon Strike and Hero Quest. Played Hero Quest a lot at my mother's house. Then at my dad's house, we had Dragon Strike. All right. I'm going to go for now. I've got dinner tonight. I got to go out to dinner tonight. But there's a lot of stuff to do. Please, everybody, go forth. Please do like the stream, but then go forth, be creative, be constructive, and grind on. I'll see everybody tomorrow.